Welcome back to KTR Videos. Today I will be teaching you how to draw the adorable Nom Nom Neo Trio. So if you want to draw her along with me, grab your stuff and let's go. Alright guys, we are going to start from the bottom up. So let's do the base first, which looks like a long fluffy cloud. Don't worry about it being exactly like mine. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be fixing it a few times because I kind of messed it up the first time. But anyway, you just want to kind of do something like this. So a long fluffy cloud. Alright, and after you do that, we are going to draw her eyes. So coming over here just about an inch from the left, and then just come up a little bit about here, and we're going to draw a small circle for her eye, like that, and then the eyelashes. Now we're going to work on her nose, and her nose goes from here to about here, and it looks like an upside down triangle, just without the sharp angles. So they round it out, kind of like this. Perfect. And then we're going to do her mouth. Now by the time I'm done, her mouth is going to look like a jelly bean. So we're going to start off by making a little curved line down here, and then I'm going to come around like this, and same thing on the other side, coming around, and then connect the two ends like that. So it looks like a jelly bean. And then the tongue is just a curved line inside of that. Okay, now her next eye is going to be about the same distance from the first eye, so it's going to be about here. And it's going to be a small circle as well. And I'm going to make this part a little rounder right here. Kind of had a straight bottom there. I didn't want that. Okay, here we go. And then you're going to want to add the two eyelashes as well. Like that. Alright, now time to draw her head. So we're going to start over here on the left hand side and just draw a curvy, kind of squiggly line and curvy line up. Like that. And same thing on the other side. So let me just fix this real quick before we do. Okay, now anyway, back to what I was saying. So same thing on the other side. We're going to make a curvy and squiggly line up because remember, she's a thing of ice cream. So she's not going to have like these straight lines. So kind of curvy here and squiggly like that, okay? And then from here, we're gonna start the drippings of icing or cream on her face. So I like to start with the biggest one because then from there, it's centered and then I can do the rest of it as well and keep it where it's supposed to be. So we're just making a big dripping of icing like this, and I slowly sketch everything before I darken it up just because then if I have to erase, it's cleaner. Okay, and then from here, we'll make the other one over here and over. So that's it. And then on this side, we'll come up just a tad and under and around like that. Okay, so pause that video if you need to. And if you are keeping up with me, then let's go ahead and move on. We'll come out just a tad bit over here and then up. We're making the base where her ear is gonna sit, although we'll do the ear later. Same thing over here. Come up a little bit and then around. Okay, my camera stopped on me, but so I'm gonna redo this topping over here. So what it is you just come up a little bit and then you come around. Let me take my time here. This is where we're gonna make that tip. Mine's gonna be slightly cut off, just slightly like this. And then over here, this is where you're gonna make that wave shape at the top. So just come up a little bit and then come slowly around like this, but make it deeper in and then up and make that tip. Okay, and I'm just fixing it up a little bit. All right, guys. Next, we are going to go ahead and work on these ears. So I'm gonna come over here and just kind of make them, you know, not wavy, but just kind of squiggly here. I'm making a little bite mark in here. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect as long as you get a bite mark in there. And then coming around. No, I think this might be a little too short. Let me fix this up a little bit. If you're happy with yours, you keep it, you know, the way you want it. All right, more or less like this. I think I'm gonna fix that top, but right now let's move on to the inner ear, which is like a half of an oval. And then I'm gonna draw a bunch of diamonds to give it that waffle cone look. So I don't follow the picture exactly here. I just draw some diamonds in there. like that, okay? And then I'm gonna fix this top right here. I wanna make it a little bit flatter, like that, okay. All right, next up is the other ear, and then I think we're almost done. All right, so the next ear is the same idea, but it doesn't have the bite mark. So just kind of make it round and squiggly, like a semicircle here. And then make it a half of an oval in here, or half a circle, and then add some diamonds to make it look like a waffle cone. Like this. And if you can't make diamonds, just make squares because it's essentially the same thing. All right, right now I'm just putting in that little line that divides her because as you know, Neo Trio is half chocolate and half strawberry. That's it for the drawing part of Neo Trio. Now I'm going to go ahead and color her in. If you want to join me, grab your stuff and let's go. Today I will be using my colored pencils, and the colors that I will be using are the following. A beige or tan color, and this is for the shadow on the cream. A cream colored or very, very, very light pale yellow. Orange. A light brown. Pink. And lavender. The lavender is just to add shadow to her strawberry side. If you don't have lavender, then just use the pink and color in dark when you add the shadow. You're gonna need a brown and a dark brown. Now this is optional. I'm only gonna use it for adding some dark shadow on the chocolate side, but you can just use your other brown and color dark with it. All right guys, so to get started, we are going to first draw a line down here that I completely forgot to do, just like that. Okay, now we can start with her eyes. So I'm taking my dark brown and I'm gonna color in her eyelashes and trace her eye. Now it is important to use a dark brown here because you don't want her eye to blend in with the chocolate side. Right now what you see me doing is just adding these little circles in here. These are like the little pupils or glare spots. I forgot to do that. But anyway, back to tracing her eye with the dark brown. As I was saying, you don't want her eye to blend in with her chocolate side of the face. That's why you want to make it dark. And right now I'm taking my light brown and I'm just going to color her eye in completely until I get the color that I want. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to take my dark brown and really darken up these edges, adding some shadow. Again, this is so her eye doesn't blend in when I color her face brown. So just darken up the edges like I'm doing. I'm going nice and slow here so you guys can see what I'm doing. If you need to hit the pause button, please feel free to do so. Now we're gonna do the other eye. I'm just doing the same thing. I'm coloring in the eyelashes, tracing it with the dark brown, coloring in with the light brown, and then I'm gonna darken up those edges with the dark brown. So it's gonna look something like this when you're done. Okay, next up is the nose. I'm going to color her nose in with my dark brown. Normally I say it doesn't matter. Today it kind of does because again, you don't want half of her nose blending into her chocolate side. So it's gonna look like this, and same thing with the mouth. You're gonna want to trace your mouth with the dark brown as well. And this line here, go ahead and trace that in using the dark brown. Okay, now back to that mouth, tracing it in and coloring it in. Don't color her mouth, or I'm sorry, her tongue brown because it's not brown. So just do that, and then take your pink and we're gonna color in her tongue like that. Okay, so far so good. Next up, we're gonna go ahead and start with our dark brown, and we are going to trace just this part of the base. So just the chocolate side. Okay, and now we're going to take our light brown, or not the really, really light brown, by the way. As you guys can see, I'm just using my normal brown here. And you're gonna color that in like this. So this is a light brown, but it's not the really light one that we're gonna need later. All right, then you're gonna take your dark brown and you're adding these ice cream lines, which are just little squiggly lines. And then of course some shadow, which is simply done by darkening up the edges a little bit and the sides as well. So as you can see what I'm doing here, like that. And if you need to darken up the other part, then you can go ahead and add another layer, pause that video and do so. All right, now I'm just tracing her face, the rest of her face with my dark brown. And I'm gonna go ahead and trace the drippings of icing, just the chocolate side here, like that. Okay, Now I'm taking my lighter, not my really light brown, just the regular brown, and I'm coloring her face in completely here. And I'm gonna do this several times so I can get a nice chocolate, like rich chocolate color, like this. Okay, now I'm taking my dark brown and I am going to add some shadow. Now the shadow lies pretty heavy on the right side of her face, so it's gonna come out close to her eye. And then you're just gonna kind of darken up around the edges as well. And that's pretty much it. So if you need to hit the pause button, go ahead. Right now I'm adding the little texture lines to make her look like ice cream. There she is. Doesn't she look delicious already? Okay, now it's time to do the strawberry side. So I'm taking my lavender and I am tracing her with my lavender. If you don't have lavender, just use your pink, like that. Now I'm taking my pink and I'm going to color her in, just the bottom part. Let's start with that and do it however many times you need to get the color you want. Okay. From here, we're going to grab our lavender again, or just your pink, and color dark. We're adding the shadow. So we're just going to do a little bit on the sides and all along the edges, like this. Okay. I'm also going to use my lavender to add the texture lines. Like that. Okay, now I'm taking my pink again and I'm going to color her pink side of the face, so the entire thing. And I'm going to do this several times as well so I can get a nice rich dark pink color. All right, perfect. All right, now we're going to take our lavender again, or just our pink, and color dark. And I'm going to add the shadow. The shadow is pretty thick on the left side of the face, just like it is on the right. So it's going to come close to the eye, and then just darken up the edges. All right, and when you're done with that, you're going to add the texture lines in as well, just using that lavender all over, like that. Look at her now. Oh, she looks so cute. Okay, moving on up to the cream. I'm going to take my beige or tan color and I'm going to trace the cream in completely. So just trace it in nice and dark, like this. And if you don't have this color, just grab anything that's close to it. Right now I'm just adding like a little curved line here, guys, so it separates the top part from the bottom part from the drippings. Now I'm taking my pale, my cream color, or very, very pale yellow, and I'm coloring it in. If you don't have this color or anything like it, just leave it white. So I'm gonna color it in, and now I'm taking my beige or tan color here, and I'm going to add some shadow. You might need to hit the pause button when I'm done with this part so you can kind of copy what I'm doing, but I'm just kind of adding a ribbon effect to this and just darkening up the bottom part and then coloring it a little bit here and there, adding these like I said, this ribbon effect, and at the bottom just basically darkening up the edges so it looks like cream. Now I'm taking my light brown, my really, really, really light brown, like a golden brown, and I'm tracing her eyes. Or I'm sorry, not her eyes, her ears. And that's everything, the diamonds, the inner ear, the outer part, everything. Now again, this is my golden brown here. And then I'm gonna take that same color, golden brown here, and I'm gonna very lightly add a layer to her ear, just very lightly. And then I'm gonna take my orange, and this is kind of like an orangish brown, but orange is fine. And we're gonna add another layer, and we're gonna repeat that process until we get the color we want. So here it is. Now take your light brown, the really, really light one, the golden one, and color the inner ear as well as the diamonds. And once you're done coloring in the inner ear and the diamonds, then add, darken up those edges using that same really light golden brown. And then that's it for the ear. And then we'll repeat the same thing on the other side. Okay, so same thing, take our golden brown here. We're going to color in the ear with it. Then add a layer of the orange and repeat that process until you get the color you like. Then take your light brown, the golden brown, and color her inner ear, color in the diamonds, and then darken up the edges. And that will give it that nice caramel look. All right, guys, that is the end of the drawing and coloring of the adorable special edition Neo Trio. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button so we know, and if you haven't yet, hit the subscribe button. Not only do we do fun tutorials for you, but we're also doing fun toy videos as well. Well, guys, until next time, bye. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked this video and want to see more like it, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe.
Also, don't forget to check out our Spanish channel.